Hello there, and welcome back to episode 5 of Boat Thrower, the fortress by the sea, trying to connect one continent with another, a great mission in a damp dark mine. So this is also season 4 of the Savage Lands. We have a lot of other episodes. I've put the links down there in the description box if you want to check out all the history there. It's the 4th fortress that I play on this map. So for today we have a couple of industrial things in my mind, and I want to expand this fine city here. Last episode, we have carved apartments out of the walls, we have founded a temple to the dark and grim god Vukar, and yeah, today I want to go a little bit deeper and try and check out what I can do here with the workshops. The big problem of this fortress is easily summarized in moistness. There's so many damp spots here, making the construction of this fortress a very, very tricky task, and so far, it's a very, very exciting adventure. So, before we get started too deep into the episode, I want to point quickly towards Patreon, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to see more of these series or want to generally do me a good thing, well, check these links out. They are the best ways and means to support this channel. I'd be deeply appreciating the gesture. One way or another, I do deeply appreciate you watching this video. So, we're going to finish these bedrooms up. Very important, and by the end of the last episode, I also ordered tables and thrones, because I want to set up a dining hall right across the room here. This place is still a logistical nightmare. We have really no efficient transports going on here. Most workshops just are set up as it works, basically. So we're going to carve now out a gigantic hall. Two reasons for me. First off, I want to have a lot of stone. We need a lot of stone to build this fortress, and the other thing is I want to know where the nasty aquiferous rock is sitting at. So we're going to get ourselves these mighty halls. Hopefully they'll work out. In the meantime, we're carving out more saltstone blocks for the foundation of the dining hall. I don't like the sandy floors here, so I think in the long run we might even put down blocks fitting to the floors to make the floors a little bit more nice to look at. So the workshops here are working decently. We have our food production here. It seems as if we are really thriving currently, but with a small fortress, it's always easy to get that done. Another thing that I want to put up on my task list are bins. We really should get ourselves bins going. Wait a sec, aren't you called like that? Yeah, wooden bin, whatever. So these things are containers, and they are massively important for the well-being of your fortress. Bins are... Let me show you something. Bins are compactifying bars and cloth and mugs and all those things could fit into a couple of bins. End of the story. We don't need all that storage room there. The other thing there is we need to consider where we do store things in a larger scale. As you see here, my drink storage is already a little bit oversaturated, but that's okay. I totally appreciate, because that means we do have what it takes to keep these dwarves happy for a long time. That's pretty good. Alright, a lot of mining jobs though today. We're really putting our miners to the test. That's pretty good though, because, you know, they will become better at what they're doing. We have a couple of unhappy dwarves here. I am okay with this slightly grumpy face, but we gotta keep an eye out on those. Not that they're going to go hostile or anything like that. Good, so dining hall has been finished up. I mean, many of these dwarves, they have the issue that they cannot fulfill their needs. Koganaros is far from being a hospitable place. We might have the basics up and running, but barely more than that. So, very good news so far. It seems as if the aquiferous rock is not extending into this direction. That's indeed very good news, because that means our workshops are most likely going to be not much of a problem. I mean, I don't want to be too happy too early, but this is looking very promising. We also find lots of lignite and magnetite, so our iron and steel production will be also very, very powerful. Okay, well, I'll let them carve out these areas here, because currently we cannot do that much more. We only have 20 dwarves here, and the typical situation is that we'll have to wait until we'll meet more migrants. Ironically enough, the migrants are not coming from the southern direction because, you know, that's where the map is cut off. They come somehow over the landway. The problem was that I wasn't able to put the fortress closer to this part of the land, so I wasn't able to have both parts of the land bridge on the map, which is a bit sad, but I don't mind. It's going to be awesome either way. Okay, sweet pots are growing, the mushrooms are growing. I think we are well off in terms of food and all. So let's see. The hall down here is also going forward without any problems. I love it. We have so much rock salt available. That's good as well. I'm currently not sure what stone we are going to use for the actual bridge, you know. We need something that's available in vast quantities, because I have no clue how many blocks we will need for this thing. But surely a couple of them. If just one of these rooms, let me show you, if this area here, where I'm hovering around with my cursor right now, would be 112 stone blocks, I don't even want to know what it'll take to make a whole bridge going over to this side of the map. But therefore, we'll need some rock that's really available in vast quantities. Currently, I'm very hesitant towards the rock salt because it looks like a lot, but it ain't. The problem is, judging from what I see, let's go upstairs one more time, I think only this island here in the corner I can safely dig very deeply. I think, unless I go really, really deep underground, the ocean will be a constant hassle. But I don't know. I don't have that much experience with deep water tiles. Only played like two times, I think, there. Or only one time? Can't remember for sure. Anywho, look at this. This is awesome. We might not have too much room in the southern direction, but here, everything's looking dandy. Alright, wrong button. Here. So this room is finally fully staffed out, so we are capable of getting ourselves some tables and some chairs in. Wonderful. So I'm gonna be putting them down like that. Yeah, something like that. This is going to be a relatively small dining hall, but I didn't want to make it too large. We can make larger rooms later, that's no biggie. So, when you do dining halls, only one thing is important, only one chair per table. Dwarves hate to have neighbors on their table. They want that table alone for themselves, and only for themselves. It's really important. So, let's put the dining hall in here. And this will, after all, increase the quality of life here at Coganoros substantially. I'm pretty fond of that. So, let's see. We have that area carved out. Very good. I am currently plastering up a lot of stoneworkers' workshops, since I now know that this area is most likely going to be excavatable. I decided that this area is going to be my stone workshop. Down here, we're going to work the metals, And if possible, I'll be doing all the woodworks and the craftsmanships on this side. We'll see about that. I want to have a compact factory, I almost said, fortress this time, because we don't have much room to work with. And after all, these guys, they came with a mission, alright? Boy, oh boy. Speaking about missions, they actually are destroying that rock in a record time. So, yeah, no problem to have everything here together. Very good news. So this area is not going to be any problem so far. No aquiferous rocks, nothing. We could have built our city core here safely. Maybe I will extend on the lower levels into this spot here too with the city. We'll see about that. I love it how when a fortress evolves naturally like that. There's nothing better in life than a naturally evolving fortress. Just in case you are a dwarf. So, I want to expand these halls into something insanely big. I will put in walls here at the end of the day, I think, and something like that. But as far as I see, we have a tremendous amount of magnetite here, and it would be a shame to waste that, wouldn't it? So we're going to put a storage now up here. This stockpile is magnetite only. Unless I find something else. We're going to put some wheelbarrows on this task, which reminds me that we totally need wheelbarrows. Wheelbarrows are making your transportation system run so much faster. It's insane. We need those. All right, wrong dedicator. There we go. Empty wheelbarrows. All right. So I think this marks the spot where we should chop a couple of trees extra. I also want to go into the caverns soon. I wonder what happened to the puddle down here a couple of episodes ago. Should have been evaporated by now. All right, just what I feared has happened. Evaporation doesn't happen when it's that deep down. So, all right, we're going to do a special mission here. We have enough personnel that I can do this. So when there's too much water in your attempt to breach an aquifer, worth finding, then you sometimes just don't have any other option than going for something like this. We're digging it deeper, wider now. It'll only take a short moment until my friends upstairs are done with the big things that I ordered them to dig out. So we're putting this on a hotkey, because I figure that we might be needing that. So where are my guys working at? Ah, here they are. So I put all these on highest priority, so they're basically being done in the order that in the same order as I've ordered them. I only put priority 1 in case you're wondering, just because it makes it so that the miners ignore all other tasks until they're done with their jobs. This way, my mining people can still be part of the fortress without any problem, but they'll be really, really busy when it comes down to that. And dang. Now it happened. Alright, so when that happens, there's only one thing you can do. You need to widen the staircase substantially. Because now, the more room the water has, the less deep it can go. So here we go. We need to smoothen out these wall tiles. Extremely important, otherwise there will be more water leaking constantly. And now we need to dig deeper. We only have a limited amount of time. This is a problematic thing because this structure here receives water from above. I I cannot explain it in simple words, but basically the ceiling from above is dripping. Because it ain't smoothened or it ain't otherwise manipulated. Alright. Let's see how that'll work out. So that's one deep aquifer. Alright, that sounds like more aquiferous rock below. Alright. This is such an annoying task. I hate breaching through aquifers, just in case you didn't notice already. But you see, we now have no longer too much water there. But at the same time, I want to get this thing done. So, kaolinite. Nice. Alright, so we're going to do something else unorthodox here now. So there we go. I just want to relay my mining spot a little bit. Because there is a chance that we are already through the aquifer and we're not really noticing. Yup, there it is. So somewhere here we already breached through the aquifer. But if you are constantly digging below, deeper below on a wet tile, it'll always warn you that the tile below is wet. That's, if you ever had that problem, you totally know what I mean. If you ever have the feeling as if your light aquifer is acting out as if it was an endless source of water, then you really should try if that is your problem. Okay, so we're now setting up the deep delve that I wanted to have in the first place. A little bit unhappy with all the aquiferous problems there, but in all honesty, this drill hole that we're working on here currently, it's just for probing. I want to open up the caverns if I can, and I want to see what's going on deeper down below, you know? That's why we're doing it like that. There we go. Eurist is going deep. Alright. I'm following his mining trip here, so we're at minus 54 by now. Nice, and the other things here in the walls show me that we went into the amorphous layer. No, not well. Basically the layer that comes before you go towards the dark deeps. So we can go 30 levels deeper from here. I really want to. I really want to. So let's see what'll come out on that. The thing is, the moment I manage to breach through into the caverns is also the moment where I can put my animals underground, because everywhere cave moss will be growing. So here we enter now the diorite realms. Diorite is usually, here's a bit of mica, but it's only one layer. Diorite is one of the last layers usually, microcline interspersed. At the lowest levels you will see volcanic rock over and over and over again. Usually gabbro or the like. So, but we've had a very low amount of problems so far. We will have to repeat that digging, of course, somewhere else, you know. Alright, so Okay. After I'm sure that everybody working down there is gone, we're going to seal that cave for good, because it has done its task. It didn't really get me any deeper informations, but whatever. We'll be getting there. So let's set up a couple of other jobs. I want lignite to be processed forever, you know? As long as there's lignite, make coke out of it, my friends. There is no reason not to. I don't know what I should be stockpiling lignite in its raw form for. Okay, so up here, well, we're definitely going to be expanding now the stockpile for these for the rock salt. We need a lot of that. And I'm going to set up new stockpiles here as soon as I know what kind of materials we will be using in larger amounts. So the unhappiness of people is rising. So I need to know what's wrong with you guys. So unmet need, pray to Vukar. That's something you can do. Just saying. So, you just didn't find enough time yet. It's your problem. Erdem Oil Cupper prayers. I don't even know who Erdem Oil Cupper is. Be extravagant. Pray to Vukar. Be with family. So, the good news behind all that is there is no insanely unfulfillable desire here driving these fine young men and women. That means we can make something happen here. So I want to go for some temples here, just like that. If the religious situation is freaking out the people of Koganaros so much, then we should do something against that. Ooh, okay, damp wall sighted. But obviously not along the lines of the temples. That's good. It's really, really good. So here I'm going to rip out also the natural walls. We're going to have artificial walls only. I wish I could go for something more extravagant for the temples. That would be amazing. But, you know, we are currently just starting out. I think I am already quite generous here in terms of flooring and walls and whatnot. In case you're wondering why I'm doing all this, the internal logic of this game goes a bit like that. When a dwarf enters a room, he's checking the environments. And the more stuff in the environment is that he's liking, the better he will receive, the better he or she will react to the room. And a general statement can be made about dwarves. They love it when stuff is valuable. And a piece of floor that has stone blocks on it is always worth more than a piece of floor that has none. And therefore, putting down a floor below the ground of the rooms that you want to savor, let's put it down like that. Yeah, those floors help. And you can amplify the value of these even further by putting artworks onto them. Since artworks multiply the value of the tile, it's even getting more powerful. If you want to go totally bonkers, you can go for flooring made out of valuable metals. If you don't want to go that bonkers, you can also just use blocks made out of flux stone. Also a really nice little trick that you can put up if you don't want to spend too much time. Flux stone is worth more than other stone. Alright, so let's finish up this one. I mean, as we see there's quite a lot of work necessary here. And I feel as if we're just going to make this room a little bit larger than I thought. I also did realize that we needed to make it larger, otherwise it would be not a temple. A temple must be always 5 wide, at least. Otherwise you have no dance floor. What is a temple without a dance floor? Nothing, if you ask dwarves. Nothing. So, we actually made something good happen here. There we go. Let's excavate that sandy stuff all together. Alright. So I hope with the availability of temples, people will chill out a little bit. We could and should set up a guild hall or two as well. I don't know. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with the unhappiness of these few, but on the other side, we have actually, numbers-wise, there are more happy dwarves in here than unhappy dwarves. So, majority of them is actually enjoying themselves. So, I think I don't need to go too crazy about that. Okay, so let's put a piece of floor on top of this thing, because I won't be needing that anymore. This was just something I did to give me a impression about what's going to happen down below. Okay, so another thing that bothers me is that all the furniture is still up there. This has to stop. So let's make it stop. How about this? I'm pretty sure that here as well, the aquiferous rock will nope me out quite quickly. But, well, Coganoros is coming along quite nicely, if I might say so. No migrants this season. That's only natural. After a couple of migrational waves, you will end up with something between 13 and 20-ish dwarves, and then you're done. You don't get more people there. Alright, just like I had expected, this place is going to be not the ideal storage facility. Doesn't come as a big surprise. Well, it could have been worse. So, I know it is a little bit extravagant and all, but I want this storage area floored. So, that's that. Alright, the unhappiness is going down, actually. So, I'd say we do have some success here. Visible success. So, wait a sec. This is wrong. This is right. There we go. I love the DFHack planner. Building planner is such a nice tool. It's just fun. These red axes, by the way, these are totally smartly placed. It's wonderful. Dwarf Fortress is so much more fun with these little tools. Seriously. Alright, I think I'm going to destroy these bedrooms anytime soon. Let's see, how many do we have? These are 8. These are 8. That makes 16. That makes also... we don't have enough. So, let's change something about that. Dwarves are okay with apartments that are 3 tiles deep, wide, however you want to put it. So we can put in a couple of extra apartments here. Coganoros is a narrow and unfriendly fortress, therefore we'll have to work with every niche we got. So let's deconstruct that part here too. Put in some extra apartments, you know? Every little spot that I can muster up will be used. Because I want to, I want these gone, because sand, clay, loam, all these things are the most worthless floor materials available. They're worth even less than just regular floor. The stone floor here. So, just to give you a couple of explanations why I'm doing what I'm doing. So here, it's the same thing. Just getting rid of the uglies to replace that with some fancies. baby has been born. There we go. I'm so happy because these operations were, in the previous versions of Dwarf Fortress, seriously quite painful to do. And speaking about quite painful, I did make a mess here. Oh boy, you probably realized it way before me. Anyways, that was not how it was supposed to go. We don't want to wall everything up, of course. So we're going to set up one meeting area here and transform that into a temple. I love doing temples early on because they are really very effective at keeping the people happy. So Statat and Erdem. Statat is a wealth god and Erdem is a... These are all lesser deities, but you know, why not? So another dwarf is going for the metalsmith's forge. Seems to be quite the thing here. Ah boy, I'm so happy that we have now these big things going on here, you know, wide halls. Look at that, we have so much room. It's beautiful, I like it. I really didn't expect to have so much freedom here. So we're going to put limestone on the ground here. It's an economic rock. There we go. And of course, also wheelbarrows. So we're now allocating all these boulders at some spots. The only issue of this fortress is, simply put, its lack of workers. We just don't have enough people currently here to make this place truly shine. Stuff takes way too long, and, well, that's the only problem, though, that I got here. And food seems to be always on a low. I'm a little bit concerned about that, but, well, at the end of the day, a iron short sword, which is offered to our folks as a gift. So I need to keep an eye out on my food stockpiles. We're just ordering to pluck stuff again. And the other thing is, we can and will slaughter an animal or two. So let's see. We got lots of livestock, don't we? They don't have livestock that's... reindeer calf. Where does it come from? Anyways, either way, this is the only thing that I'm a little bit worried about. So, actually, why is my fisher dwarf still down here? So I have the slight feeling as if something about my fisher dwarf is slightly broken, because he's hanging out at Vukar's pretty darned long by now. So to resolve that issue, I'm gonna get myself one of my many smiths here. Here, this guy is a legendary weaponsmith. We don't need that guy anymore. Oh, let's just hope that we're gonna get ourselves some food there before something sad happens. So that's it. That's the end for today's episode. I thank you all so much for watching. We're going to order the slaughtering of one of our animals here so we can have some food, and I hope you guys enjoyed the trip. So there is a link to my other gameplay channel. Still waiting for more subscribers. Once it hits 1,000 subs, I'll be putting up way more content there. And besides that, thanks for being around. I hope you're coming back again. Have a great day, and see you next time.